Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Troy-Maryville Chamber of Commerce virtual job fair. Today, we will be hearing from 5 employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for approximately 10 minutes to give you some information about their company, and will highlight the job openings they currently have. If you have questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session that will be taking place after all employers have presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available in the employer booths for you to refer to later. Now, I am pleased to introduce Dawn with the Troy-Maryville Chamber. Dawn, would you like to give a few introductory remarks?
Hi, everyone. Welcome. We are so excited to have our first ever I guess it's a youth 15 to 18-year-old job fair. I think you're going to learn a lot today. There are a lot of jobs out there available. I also want to mention that we're going to provide you with a link. People can help you with your resume. People can help you with interview skills. You want a couple steps ahead of everyone else. So after today, we're going to have all of that information available. I'm also going to place my email in the chat. So if you have any questions after, but the goal today is to provide you with a knowledge of some businesses that have job openings. Joe Palucci is next.
Welcome, Joe. Feel free to present whenever you're ready. Give me one moment here and we can begin.
Hey guys, first off, I'd like to just introduce myself. I'm Joe Palucci. I work over at Alfonzo's Pizzeria in Troy. And I want to thank you all for coming out today because we're really excited because anyone that's looking for trying to get a job or trying to join an organization is doing a process that's not only bettering themselves, but also helping them learn skills that they're going to carry forward for their entire life. So good for you guys for showing out today. And I just want to give you some information about us over at Alfonzo's and let you know what positions we have available. And hopefully I'll see you soon. So just a little background on Alfonzo's, our mission statement is that we're committed to serving customers the best pizza and service every time. And every shift that I work there, I always try to live by that. We're family owned and operated, and we're located right here in Troy. It's really neat because we get to serve pretty much all the surrounding communities. We have customers all the way from, Highland, St. Jacob, Pocahontas, all the way through Granite City, Edwardsville, Glen Carbon, Maryville, Collinsville. So just to get started here, if I could get my next slide too, please. Sorry. So, we offer an extensive menu. We do carry out and dine in, especially coming off of the pandemic. We're, seeing an increase in both carry out and dine in sales. But I wanted to make sure to put on this slide as well some images of the food. We have delicious food and we have amazing customers. And it's just a fun, fast-paced environment. We're very customer-oriented and, we're all about service. So, it's a very full service restaurant. So you get to experience a lot of customer interaction and there's a lot of teamwork, and it's a really good culture and climate that we've cultivated over the last few years. And it's just a really nice opportunity to get introduced to food service and also just customer service too, because it's a lot of skills that even myself personally, I've been able to develop. And, it's just always a good time. I've never gone into a shift and not wanted to be there. So that's pretty cool. So as far as the positions that we have available, our first position would be a host position. And I'll take the next slide, please. Thank you. So as far as hosts and hostesses, basically you're responsible for greeting and seating guests. You're the first impression of the restaurant. So whenever someone walks in, you're going to, smile and say, hey, how could I help you today? And you're also going to be taking care of our carryout orders. I've got an image of 2 of our workers on the phone here. So it's pretty cool. And it's really fast paced. You get to really interact with the customer, which makes it really fun. And it may seem intimidating at first, but we have an extensive training process. And, you might also transition or get cross-trained into serving with summer coming up and, different availability. We're kind of moving everybody around a little bit. So that's something to keep in mind. And then I'll take the next slide again, please. And then our next position that we have available would be a back of the house, like a kitchen or a busser position. So obviously, if you're a busser, you're going to be cleaning dishes. But as I said earlier about that teamwork environment, we treat everybody as a team member because they are. And even though I started cleaning dishes, but you really are responsible for making sure the guest is comfortable and clean when they come in. And if you're a cook, obviously you're making the food that they're coming in to enjoy, and you get to be a part of making someone's night or making their carry out meal at home, so special. And that's really exciting as well. So another fun part about the kitchen is that you get to learn a lot about the restaurant industry just because you're, cooking food. And then also with COVID going on, if you're a busser, we're doing extra sanitization processes. So that's really important for making our guests feel comfortable and safe. So another position that we have open would be our salad position. So you're responsible for making the salads. This is really honestly pretty fun because you come in and you're just working all the salads. And, a lot of customers really love our salads. Sometimes they come in, they say, I'm here for this salad. And I got a carry out image here. So, we definitely are doing a lot of carry outs. And then we also may cross train you into other positions. For example, if the phone is ringing while you're making a salad, you might be trained on phone answering. So then you can go and grab that phone. So our customers are being helped around the clock and not waiting on hold for someone to become available. So I'll take the next one again, please. Thank you. So as far as like the application process, we're kind of old school. We have a paper application. So come on in and see us and just walk up to our host desk, say, hey, I'd like to fill out an application or take an application, please. So then once you fill that out, it's pretty general information like name, age, address, references, stuff like that. You do not need a resume, but if you want to bring one in, by all means, please do. And then, so once that application is filled out, just run it back over to the restaurant, ask to speak to Mike or myself, Joe. And then pretty much all you have to do from there is wait for a call and we'll set up an interview time. Is follow-up allowed? Yes. I can think of an example just recently. A young man filled out an application. We had some openings, but things were kind of not moving as quickly as we were anticipating. And he was giving us a call and it helped us remember that he was on the plate. And when we needed him, we called him and we got him in. He's doing excellent. He's a really nice young man. So that's really exciting. So, I mean, by all means, give us a call if you're curious or haven't heard from us. And then I'll take the next slide again, please. Thank you. So as far as tips and tricks, now this is with us, but also in my opinion, with any organization, you never want to be nervous and you just want to be yourself because, as you're fielding a new organization, we want to see how you're going to truly be once you're a part of our team. So if you're just yourself and comfortable, that's going to help us gauge, what kind of person you are and how we could fit you in our organization. And so never be nervous and then dress to impress, be confident, be yourself, and just have fun with the process because this is a really exciting time in your life. And especially joining a new organization, although it can be intimidating at first, if you have fun with it, you're going to get more out of it. You get out of it what you put into it with anything you do. But also, it's really exciting because even though this might be a temporary time in your life and career, you are going to learn skills as far as, interacting with the customers, time management, teamwork that are going to help you lead to a lifetime full of success. And that's something that I'm really happy with because I think all of our team members are continually growing and improving. And it just makes us all feel really happy that we can be a good team and family to cultivate that growth for success down the road as well. And then lastly, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And then contact information. Also, if you guys want to just, reach on through or swing on through and just, say hi and, interact with us a little bit. I'm there most days. So just ask for Joe. We could just have a conversation. Or if you have any questions about life or pizza or whatever you want to know, I'm more than willing to talk to you guys. And, everyone at Alfonso's, we love to meet people. And, we're really thankful for anyone that wants to come on by and see us. So I don't know if we want to do questions now or wait until the question period, but I really appreciate you guys listening to us and hearing what we have to say. And thank you so much, guys, and best of luck to you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that presentation, Joe. And as Joe just stated, if you do have any questions for him regarding employment with Alfonso's, please feel free to enter those questions into the chat. We'll get those answered for you once we reach that Q&A session. That'll be following all employer presentations. Thank you so much, Joe. Our next presenter will be Laura with ServPro. Laura, are you available to present?
Hey, yeah, I am.
Fantastic. You can begin whenever you're ready, Laura.
Awesome. So first and foremost, just want to thank everyone for joining the call. We are super excited to share about our company and give you a good idea of what we do here at ServPro. So as he stated, my name is Lara Shoemaker, and I'm with our HR team here in our company, which I'll kind of go through a little bit more of what we do later. I'll take the next slide. And just kind of an agenda for my presentation. So I'll give you an overview of ServPro as a corporation, and then a Team Wolf overview, which is our franchise owner's name. And then our open positions, kind of go over our training program, benefits, and how to apply. So a ServPro overview, we are known for fire and water restoration, but we offer a variety of other services. So kind of going through them, we specialize in water damage, fire damage, mold remediation, storm damage, commercial services. We'll also do general carpet cleans, ductwork cleanings. COVID cleans has been a huge part of our business in the last year. ServPro as a corporation has over 1,750 franchises nationwide, and they're all independently owned and operated. So what I always say is it's the best of both worlds. There are always pros and cons of working for large organizations, small organizations, and we're right in the middle. We have all the benefits and proven practices and procedures of being a large organization, but we still have that small family-owned feel. So, you know, the work culture is great. We all know each other pretty well, and we're family. So that's a little bit about ServPro as a whole. So as I mentioned, it's independently owned and operated. So next we'll go over Team Wolf and what that looks like. Oh, sorry, going back. Our mission statement is to develop a team of quality people who focus on excellent service, fairness, and mutual respect. Our vision is to be the premier cleaning and restoration company in the world. Our purpose is to help entrepreneurs succeed, and our core values are believe in a dream, grow relationships, share the ServPro story, financially frugal, and follow the system. So Team Wolf, again, that's our franchise owners. David and Angie Wolf are their names, and their first franchise was here in Effingham, Illinois. In total, we have 9 franchises in 3 locations. So each location covers 3 different franchises. So one is in Effingham, Illinois, one's in St. Louis, and we also have one in Troy. So the Effingham franchise began in 1996. And we purchased the St. Louis location back in 2018. And then just last fall, we purchased the Troy location in all the Metro East territory. So we're in the process of building the team up in Troy, and we're looking for some really great people to join our team. One of our things that we pride ourselves in is our culture and maintaining that. So we put a lot of time into selecting people and making sure, one, they can, of course, do the job, but is it something that they're going to be happy doing, and do they see a career with us? Because that's, of course, important. We're very growth-oriented, looking for people who kind of have that mentality as well. There's always something to learn. So we're all forever students. And then throughout all of our locations, we have over 60 employees. The Metro East, like I said, is new territory to us, and there's a lot of growth potential. So we need the teamwork and the staff to be able to support that and make it happen. So this is kind of a map view of our territory there in the green. So as you can see, we have some territory in the St. Louis office, or in the St. Louis area that office covers, all the Metro East territory, and then quite a bit of territory cutting through central southern Illinois. So the role that we're primarily recruiting for right now is a production technician. A little bit about the job. So every day we start out with a morning meeting, just going over what we have going on with the day. Our project manager will be leading the meeting and, you know, telling the teams where they'll be for the day. It's a lot of drive time. So a lot of the work that we do are in homes or businesses. So, and those job sites aren't always, you know, in Troy, since we do cover the Metro East. So loading the work vehicle with equipment, products, and supplies needed for each job. And then once you get to the job site, just following production processes in the ServPro way per work order. So you would be preparing rooms and areas for the job and the work activities necessary to complete the job, setting up equipment for each project, etc. So if, a basement floods, we would extract the water out of the basement. We would set up drying equipment to get that going. And then we'll even do demo work and tear out drywall, rip up carpets. So this position is a very labor intensive position, but it's good for people who like hands-on work. So if you aren't necessarily wanting something in a factory or fast food, or it's a good opportunity, and the pay as posted on the screen is $15 to $17 per hour. That's for the production technician role. We do have a training program that will grow you if that's something that you're interested in. I will take the next slide. Okay, so I mentioned it's labor intensive. Here's just kind of an overview of the working conditions. Some of the equipment that we use is heavy, as well as you could be moving contents around in homeowners places. So lifting is a requirement, up to 50 pounds individual, up to 100 pounds team lift. You are working on your feet a lot of the day. You could be working on ladders, could be working in tight spaces such as crawl spaces or attics, using different cleaning supplies and chemicals, using a respirator. And then we also have a rotating on-call schedule. So every 5 or so weeks, you are required to be on call. So in the evenings and the weekends, where if something comes in, it's really just to stabilize the situation until we can get to it on Monday or the next day. And I will take the next slide. Okay, the application process, you could apply online or in person. So there are applications in the office there in Troy, or you can go to ServPro-CollinsvilleTroy.com and click on careers, and it'll bring you to our job opening. So you can apply on that site directly, or it has a link to Indeed, and you can use your Indeed application as well. What the interview process looks like is you will have an initial phone.
And Laura, it does sound like we got a bit of an audio issue. Let me take a look here real quick. And it does look like we lost your phone connection since you dialed in, just an FYI. So you may need to redial in, and we will reconnect your phone to your account here. We'll give that just 1 minute. And Laura, just an FYI, you can use, if your computer audio is not working properly, you can also use not only a cell phone, but also landline. Looks like it did come back up. Can you speak?
I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry about that.
No worries. But anyways, you could continue where you left off.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
And I don't even know where it disconnected. But this slide is pretty self-explanatory. So after you apply, there would be initial phone screen with me, and then we would have a face-to-face interview with me and our project manager and possibly our director of operations. So if an offer is extended, it's a contingent offer on a background check and a driving record search. Then we'd bring you on board. We do have an extensive training program. That might be on the next slide. Yes, training and development. So we do have an internal matrix diagram that we use where pay directly correlates with the training, and it prepares you with growth opportunities. So most employees will start as a production tech. Then once they've kind of mastered that, there's an additional training to move into a crew chief role. Obviously, there would be a pay increase attached to that. And then above the crew chiefs are our project managers that they'll be the first ones to check out a lead, potentially sign it up for a job, dispatch the production techs, things like that. So there's a lot of opportunity for growth, and that's that's the vision of our owners, and that's kind of the mentality that's ingrained into our company. So it's hands-on work. Sometimes, it takes a special kind of person, but some people really do like the hands-on labor. You're in a different spot every day. No 2 days are the same. Every job has its own complexities that makes it unique. So it's always challenging. So kind of going back to training, we do have an internal learning management system that we use that has a lot of, the policies and procedures and processes and things like that. And then we also offer on-the-job training. So that'll be your first several months of being an employee of ours. So yeah, that's a little bit about our training and development program that we offer. And then as far as benefits go, full-time employees are offered the benefits below. So simple IRA retirement benefit with a 3% employer match, you'd be eligible for that immediately. 5 days of paid time off and paid holidays is effective after 90 days of employment. Medical insurance is offered after 90 days of employment. And then we also offer other supplemental insurances once a year. We know that the great people that we have know great people, so we do offer a $200 referral bonus. And then we do any offer or any hours worked over 40 is paid at time and a half, and then any hours worked on Sunday is always double time. So kind of going back to that on-call schedule, that's where the double time and the time and a half really kick in. But in addition to that, being on call, to make it worth your time, we also offer a 4-hour minimum. So let's say you get called into work for maybe an hour or two, you automatically get paid for 4, even if you only worked 1 or 2 hours or even 3. So those are a few of our benefits here. And that's all that I have. So here's my contact information. That's my company cell phone, so you can call or text me whenever. And then the lara.shoemaker@teamwolfdrt.com is my company email address. So yeah, that's all I have.
Fantastic. Thank you for that presentation, Laura. And again, I just do want to reiterate, if you do have any questions for Laura regarding employment or opportunities for employment with ServPro, please feel free to enter those into the chat and we'll get those answered for you when our Q&A session is held after all employers have presented. Thank you again, Laura. And I don't believe we have our next employer presenter on the line, but Dawn, I do believe you were going to present in their absence. I do have a slide up on the screen. Don't know if you want to use that to kind of navigate that, but please feel free to begin.
Christy's having internet problems, so she sent me exactly what to say. How about that? So Christy Cook is the manager at the Troy McDonald's, and they are currently looking for crew and manager trainees. She does have the careers.mcdonalds.com there. They're also looking for drive-through and overnight. She said that they would take applications for everything. They do have students, a lot of students there who go on to college and they need to fill the spots. They have a really good culture at that McDonald's, lots of fun people. But the website, she also said you could text IL667 to 38000, and I'll put that in the chat. That might be easier. I think that might go directly to her. She said you can also stop by, but usually they ask you to go online anyway. I didn't know if she does. Does she have more PowerPoint?
This is the only slide that we have because I did
Okay,
not receive a PowerPoint from Christy.
Perfect.
But Dawn, if you would drop that link into the chat, that would be fantastic. The next
will do that right now.
presenter that I do have is Dairy Queen here. I know he was not able to join either, but I did create a slide. I don't know if you have anything that you'd like to present regarding employment opportunities with Dairy Queen as well.
Yep, I do. Let's see.
Awesome.
So Dairy Queen in Troy is owned. They are owned. Barron actually owns it, and they have multiple Dairy Queens in the area. But they do have some job openings at this particular Dairy Queen for days and evenings. They have servers, they have cooks, they have cleaning, and of course, cleaning is a little less now because of COVID. Once they reopen, they'll have more hours. Always hopping in there. Very good training. Lisa's been there since high school. Her parents owned it, so she's been there, I don't know, 30 years ish. Great company to work for, and plus you learn how to do the ice cream thingy. It's opposite, so that's very important to have that on your record. That's all I have for Dairy Queen.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dawn. And I do know that one of our other employers that was set to join us was Dunkin Donuts. I did not receive anything from that employer, but I don't know if there's anything you'd like to cover for the folks who are on the call regarding employment opportunities there as well.
I will. Dunkin Donuts is located in Troy, Illinois, and they have a very busy schedule. What's nice about Dunkin is they hire a lot of high school students. She works with them. They stay pretty much through college. You can work at the counter. You can make donuts. That's a really fun job. Work the drive-through, cleaning. They also have 24 hours. So you can come and work it around your schedule. She works around the schedule, and you can apply online. I'm going to put that in the text as well, where that is. Okay. All right. That's what I have for them.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dawn. And I know, Dawn, you did say that you had a brief presentation or want to give a few remarks over some of the services and things that were available through the chamber there. So if you want to go ahead and do so now, that'd be fantastic while we're waiting for Nate to join us, who is our last employer.
Great. Well, we have a lot of businesses that would have jobs, and it's just a matter of going to the chamber's website, which is Troy-Maryville, put in there, Troy-Maryville.coc.com. We have I checked this morning, over 100 jobs posted there. We also have a high school job posting, a different page, so you can find what you're looking for. But an idea might be Glicks in Edwardsville. I did see that they're looking for someone. Bobby's Frozen Custard, Kelly's Deli in Troy, Emo's Pizza, Culver's in Collinsville, Little Caesars in Troy. We have all the food places. Saigon Delaney is very good because you get to cater, you do catering there. And so for people who want to be in food, who don't want to be in food, we have a pretty big area. Let's see what we got. KP Quick Shop. So Quick Shop, Market Basket. They might have something for you if you're interested, especially if you're interested in plants. Walgreens, Burger King, all of these, we have information. Also, the one thing that I want to offer today is if you're going to go to college and there's something particular you're studying, let's just say you're going to be a veterinarian, or let's say that you're going to be whatever you're going to be. My advice would be to allow us to help you find that job in your industry, because I think it helps you learn if you like it, you don't like it. You don't want to go to school all those years and then not like it. But we also have a lot of jobs that people don't want us to post for a variety of reasons. But if you can send your resume, let us know. Also, we have people, as I said earlier, help you with your resume, help you with interviewing. That's a whole skill set that's going to stay with you for your whole life. We encourage you to do that. Some of the jobs you heard today, you have to be 18. Many of the jobs you heard today, 15 to 18 or 15 to 17. Now, if you're 15, you're going to need a note from your parent that it's okay to work. If you have situations like transportation issues or anything like that, you can simply let us know and we can take care of finding you MCT or maybe some other transportation. But again, let us be that place. We also have Madison County Employment and Training, and I would encourage you highly to register with them, because what happens is when you register, then the open jobs come up. Of course, you have Indeed. You got to really be careful. Please be careful when you're out there, because there are a lot of people who aren't real. And so they're posting jobs, make a lot of money, pay us this, and then that's it. There are a lot of people that are going to be looking for a job because school is going to be ending about a month and a half. You want to get ahead of that game. So if I were you, I'd be out there looking right now and doing everything that you can. There's a lot of people on unemployment. Once that ends, they're going to be looking as well. So try to get out there if you really need that summer job. And that's really all I have. Troy-Maryville.coc.com. And if you have questions, you can call me. Let me know. And then let's see. I think that's it. I do have Gateway Center here. Dan, or if you want, Daniel, if you want, she could present. I don't think she got the link, but if we're buying time for Nate, maybe we could have her present. Ashley?
Yeah, that's absolutely fine
Okay.
with me.
Ashley, are you there?
Welcome, Ashley.
I am. Thank you. So I'm Ashley with Gateway Convention Center located in Collinsville, Illinois. So we're just right down the road from Troy. We are a multi-event center. We host internal events such as a fishing show, 2 wedding shows, Festival of Trees in December. And then we've recently added more such as a summer send-off, which is a concert series on our back parking lot, movie nights on our back parking lot, and then a Monster Mash for Halloween, which is a trunk or treat event. Other than our internal events, we also host corporate meetings, conventions, banquets, weddings, athletic events, so dance competitions, cheerleading competitions, events such as that, trade shows, ticketed public events, and then gaming, like esports, have become more and more popular in our facility. We have about 50,000 square feet of event space that can be broken up into a couple large spaces or 17 smaller rooms. Each year we host about 300 events or more, kind of depending on the year. And then we have an in-house audio-visual team, and then we also have recently partnered with Old Herald Brewery as our in-house catering option for clients. But the position that we are looking for, we actually just opened up several of these positions for kind of the summer season, is our event associate, which is part of our crew who helps set the rooms for each event. Essentially, when a client books, they would go through myself or another member of our sales team, get sent over to an event manager who works on their layout, timeline, and then kind of all of the event logistics, and then it gets passed off to the supervisors and event associates to fully execute the event setup. So just some basic job description is going to be kind of setting the room, so tables, chairs, dance floors, pipe and drape. The layouts are completely made, so it's essentially just following the lead of the supervisor and making sure that things are set correctly, and then double checking, making sure that things are put back in storage once the event has ended, and then setting for the next event. There is a little bit of cleaning and janitorial tasks that are associated with this event, such as taking out the trash as the events are happening in the building. And then there are other kind of various job-related tasks as the events come up, but that's primarily the job description. We do work with school schedules, so it is a pretty flexible schedule. The average is about 20 hours a week. We are hiring on the spot for interviews, so kind of filling these positions as soon as possible as our event schedules start to ramp back up now that restrictions have lifted a little bit with COVID. And then from there, the place to go to apply is collinsvilleil.applicantpro.com. You'll scroll down to see all of the job listings, and this one is labeled Event Crew Convention Center. And then they will contact you to set up an interview. But if you do have any questions about the position, our phone number here at the Convention Center is 618-345-8998. And you can talk to any of the staff members to get more information about the positions. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you for that presentation, Ashley. And Ashley, if you would not mind, if you could go ahead and enter those links and that information for you into the chat section for folks to have, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
And of course, I just do want to reiterate, if any of the folks on the line that are looking for employment do have any questions for Ashley, please feel free to enter those in the chat, and we'll get those answered for you. during that Q&A session. Dawn, I know our last presenter today was going to be Nate with Express Employment. I don't believe Nate has been able to join us, so we have two options. We can either proceed with his PowerPoint, you can present in his absence, or we can go ahead and go directly into our Q&A session. I will leave that decision up to you, Dawn.
Can you pull it up? And you know, we've watched it every time, so I'm thinking I could whip through this pretty well. I think the most important thing about Express Employment professionals is that they have jobs at every level for everyone. So they have an office in Edwardsville, they have an office in Fairview Heights. They employ a whole lot of people. All right, next slide. They're locally owned, and they help you for everything from your skills and your experience. They find you that right job. And if you look at the bottom left, jobs.edwardsvilleil@expresspros.com, you can go to that email, or you can go to their website. When you go to their website, you can actually register there and register for. Once you register, you can see all the jobs. You can actually see the jobs without registering, but by registering, they can help find you the right job. All right. Current openings, they have over 100. A lot of their jobs are on the Chamber's website, but not all of them. So if you want to go, and if you go to the Edwards and Fairview Heights, they're a little different on the openings, but a lot of them are still local. So I would go looking, have in mind what you're looking for. If you don't see what you're looking for, make sure that you contact Express and they can help you. And there's how you apply online. Make sure you have your information in front of you, because you guys know how to do an application, your past employment and what you're looking for, and then you have your resume. And again, if you don't have a resume and you need help with that, they can also help you. And Nate is your contact, and he's fantastic. He'll get back with you. Nate had another prior engagement, so he couldn't join us. So I probably did an awful job of that, but hopefully you'll at least sign up for Express. They're a great company, and like I said, they've helped lots of people.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Dawn. And with that, we have reached our final employer presentation. So what we'll go ahead and do is transition into that Q&A portion. If you give me one moment here, I'll pull up the chat. We can pull up some of these questions that we got. In the meantime, while I'm doing that, if you do have any questions for any of the presenters that we had here today, please feel free to enter those questions into the chat, and we'll get those answered for you right now. Give me one moment here. It does not look like we have any participant questions here in the chat. So for the employers that are on the call, which would be both Joe and Laura, I'm just going to ask you a few pre-prepared questions that I do have on my end, as long as you all will be available to answer those for a few minutes. And so what we'll go ahead and do is we'll start with Joe, if you're on the line, since you were first up to present. Joe, I know you covered kind of what that application process looks like. Can you give folks on the call kind of an idea what a timeline would look like for that? How long does that hiring process take from the point of submitting an application to actually be extended, that official offer for hire?
Yeah, definitely. That's an excellent question. So depending on what kind of availability we have, you could get a call within a week to 2 weeks to a month kind of time frame. But as far as the whole training process too, I would say that is also about a 1 to 2 week process. And then from there, you're going to just kind of get into it and start having shifts. And then obviously we may schedule you with, really strong players so you can continue to learn and cultivate your skills before you're kind of left on your own. But at all times, there will always be a manager on duty, and there will always be another coworker in whatever position you're in. So that way, if you ever have something where you're, clueless, you could say, hey, I'm new, just give me a moment. And our customers are really kind and compassionate, and they always understand. And everyone is new at some point. I was new at one point too. And another thing I just wanted to bring up too was, we are very flexible because we are a restaurant. So we have interesting hours. So it's like, we have, 10:30 to like 4 or 10:30 to 2 if you're doing a day style shift. And we also have like, 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock for evening style shifts, because really we are really focused on staffing for the busiest parts of our evenings. And then there's also like, 4 o'clock to like 9 o'clock. And then with summer happening, a lot of people have different availability, and we're very flexible about that. And then another thing about pay that I wanted to mention is we do have tipped positions. And if you give good service, there's unlimited potential. You can, really do well. If you treat customers good, they can leave you very, nice tips. And, not only does it incentivize you to work harder, but it also incentivizes you to, keep working and treating people good, because it is rewarded. And I wanted to make sure I touched on that too. Thank you, Daniel.
Absolutely. Thank you for that response, Joe. And we'll go ahead and ask Laura the same question. After Laura has given her response to that, of course, we will also have Ashley answer that question as well. Laura?
Yeah. So as far as the timeline goes, upon submitting an application, and depending on our availability as well, normally I will reach out for initial phone interview within 1 to 2 days of submitting your application. And then the face-to-face interview, it could be, the following day after that, or up to a week, depending on the project manager's availability to meet with you. But we had a new hire a couple weeks ago. She applied on a Thursday. I phone screened her Thursday. We did a face-to-face interview the next day, Friday, with a job offer on site. So it could be really quick, especially since we are so busy and we're looking for help. So yeah, if it's the right person, it could move very, very quickly. So, was that the main part of your question?
Absolutely, Laura. Answered it perfectly. Thank you.
Okay.
And we will also pose that same question to Ashley at the Gateway Convention Center. Ashley, care to answer that question as well?
Absolutely. So after you fill out the application, it does get sent up to our human resource director at the City of Collinsville City Hall. They then will review all applicants with our director of operations, who's Dave Allison. So it usually takes about a week for them to give you a call, set up the interview, and then just based on your availability and theirs, they will set up an interview time that works best for you. The interviews typically don't last more than about an hour, and then some positions they will hire on the spot, and then others they will give you a call about a week after to go into a little bit of the training. It's not just you here by yourself. You do have a supervisor and other crew members that are always willing to help. And then the training part usually takes about 2 weeks, just as you learn the facility, learn where all of the equipment's at, get your certifications for some of the skyjacks and equipment that you'd be working with. And then you get put onto the schedule in a rotation with the rest of the event associates.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that response, Ashley. The next question that I have for the presenters here today, we'll follow that same order. So we'll start with Joe, go to Laura, and then finish with Ashley. Joe, the question that I have for you is, how can candidates stand out and get an interview, assuming they are qualified for the position in which they are applying? Any tips, points, tricks, anything that you suggest folks on the line use to land that initial interview?
Sorry about the technical difficulties there. That's an excellent question. So I think the biggest thing would just be kind of like I mentioned in our presentation, just being yourself, being confident. But I think another big one is just being kind, because we want to see that you'll be able to interact with customers in a nice, polite, and pleasant way, because we are a service organization. So we want to make sure that our customers are getting served, very authentically, pleasantly. So I think if you're just really kind, and also since we are dealing with the public, being presentable too. So just, making sure that we're, well groomed and, maybe well dressed and just smiling, pleasant, and, and also a positive attitude. That's another thing that is like a big head turner. If you've got a good attitude, good outlook, that's really going to get us excited. And, you might get a call the day after you turn your application in if, all those things click off. Also, restaurant experience too. If you have a little experience, that way, we're not starting from the absolute ground, and we can kind of, you'll know the lingo and we can get you rolling a little quicker too. So that's something else we look out for. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Joe. And Laura, same question to you. How can a candidate stand out and get an interview with your organization?
I agree with Joe. So just being yourself, customer service. So having a positive attitude, being friendly and presentable. So in our industry, we are going into our customers' homes. So just thinking about who you would trust to come into your own home. So make sure that you're dressed neatly, you are groomed neatly, and have a pleasant experience. But yeah, that customer service focus and communication skills, that's a big deal. And yeah, I don't know, just making sure that you arrive on time. If you have any questions, ask them or have them written down so you don't forget them. And yeah, just if you're interested, seem interested, because that's exciting to us too whenever someone is interested in what our business does. And yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Laura. And Ashley, same question for you. How can a candidate stand out and get an interview assuming they are qualified?
Yeah, kind of what Laura and Joe said, having a positive attitude about, the position and the hard work that will go into the position, having kind of a teamwork mindset. You can't set a room by yourself. So kind of working with a team is a must in this position. Willingness to learn new machinery and kind of going with the flow as events change daily in the planning process. And then just good personal hygiene and being professional as you are on the floor with clients while their events are happening.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Ashley. And actually, that last statement kind of brought up the next question that I wanted to ask all of our panelists today. And we'll start again with Joe. Joe, the question that I have is at the forefront of a lot of people's minds right now, obviously, and that is, how is your organization handling COVID safety precautions? Can you kind of elaborate a little bit on that?
Yes, definitely. That's a huge question. So with the restaurant industry, it can be a scary industry for people that are, wanting to make sure that we're handling the pandemic safely, because customers do take their masks off when they dine. And because of that, we have, social distancing with our tables. We all wear masks, we sanitize. Thankfully, restaurants are also one of the cleanest places, in my opinion, because we already, prior to the pandemic, had sanitization systems in place, chemicals on premise to make sure that when someone eats at a table, it's sanitized properly before someone else eats at that table. So we're offering masks to our customers. We all wear masks while we're serving customers, and also just extra sanitization processes. We also installed some hand sanitizer dispensers, which are really nice. And we have a lot of hand washing sinks throughout the premise too. But our biggest concern is just keeping our customers safe, keeping our workers safe, and also staying open for business too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Joe. And Laura, same question to you too. Again, how is your organization handling COVID safety precautions?
Yeah, so of course, masks, working in customers' homes and businesses, making sure that we keep them safe by wearing masks. But yeah, we are a cleaning company, so we've done a lot of COVID cleans in businesses and homes and things like that. So yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Laura. And to Ashley at the Gateway Convention Center, I know you touched upon it, but can you kind of get a little bit more in depth, perhaps, with what some of your policies are?
Absolutely. So being an event center, our restrictions with the state of Illinois are changing almost daily. We are working with capacity restrictions for different events based on the type of event they are, whether it's considered a retail event, a social event, a religious event. We have put safety plans in place for each event that we have in the building every day. Extra sanitation stations throughout the building. We've increased housekeeping efforts. We of course require masks, and we're recommending temperature checks upon entry to our building. We actually purchased a temperature taking kiosk that sits in our main lobby. So as people come in, they can check their temperature to make sure that they are below having a fever. We also have social distance markers on the ground in our lobby and common space areas for when there becomes lines in the restrooms, that type of thing. And then we actually are a vaccine distribution center right now. So we have the National Guard kind of filtering throughout the building just to make sure that people are following those safety protocols and remaining at safe distances.
Understood. Thank you so much for that, Ashley. And I do want to take a brief pause here and just reiterate, if you do have any questions for any of our presenters today, now would be the prime opportunity to enter those in the chat to get answered. If not, we'll go ahead and pivot to what I think will be kind of our final question here. We've got a few minutes left before we'll need to wrap up the session. So I've got something a little bit different in mind for today. So again, we'll start with Joe. I want to give you, Joe, kind of a final opportunity to give any sort of closing statements, closing remarks, final thoughts, anything that you want the people tuning in to know about Alfonso's before we end the session here today.
Definitely. Thank you. So everybody that joined, I just wanted to sincerely thank you for taking the time out of your day to get to hear a little bit about our business. And, we're really excited about this next chapter going forward after the pandemic. And we're really cultivating an excellent team, and we're building new customers. We're building a new team, and we're really excited for new people to enter our organization. And, we look forward to seeing you guys, meeting you guys, and we hope that, we can be a part of your story. And also, if you're ever in the mood for some good pizza, just come on by and never hesitate to ask questions, because, we really, truly care about our community, care about our customers, and care about our employees. But I just really like to thank you guys. You were an excellent audience, and look forward to hopefully meeting some of you all soon. And thank you so much for the time as well. And see you at Alfonso's. Thank you so much, guys, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Joe. And Laura, same thing to you. Any final thoughts, concluding statements, summary remarks, anything like that that you would like to include for the folks who are tuning in today?
I just wanted to thank everyone for joining and taking the time to learn about who we are and what we do. And hopefully you keep us in mind whenever you are looking for work. It's a great place to work. It's no 2 days are the same. It's a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me, email me, and I would love to chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. And our final presenter, Ashley. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, so first, thank you all for listening to all of our presentations. We're so excited to have people join our team. We are a fast-paced, labor-intensive event center. It's always something new every day, so it's not a position that you'll get bored in or sitting back and having nothing to do. We are excited to come out of the pandemic, and our event calendar is very full for the remainder of this year into 2022. So we're excited to have more staff members join our team.
Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. And at this point, we'll go ahead and turn things over to Dawn. Any sort of final remarks, concluding statements, any tips, pointers, anything that you want to share with the folks who are on the call, Dawn?
Our presenters today were outstanding. Outstanding job today. I put in some tips in the chat for people who are looking for a job on day one once they get the job. I'm sure the presenters would be appreciative of that. Things like showing up on time and a lot of things that employees have been through and no longer working there for that reason. Again, I put my phone number, I put my contact information. If you or someone you know is looking for a job and we can help you, we have a lot of resources. Madison County Employment and Training Express is a great option as well. But we are here to help, and we're going to take this recording, break it down by presentation. The interns are going to do that, and then we're going to flow it out probably starting Monday. and people will be able to click on it if they're interested in Alfonzo's or Gateway Center, wherever. ServPro, they'll be able to click on it to learn more about it. So there's a lot more that goes into this later. We did have attendees today. I know they're in larger groups attending, watching it from class and in school. So thank you for everybody for attending. And of course, Illinois WorkNet and Madison County Employment Training, we couldn't do without you guys who work endlessly to put this thing together. So thank you so much, Daniel.
Absolutely not a problem, Dawn. And again, I just want to thank all of the presenters here today that took time out of their busy or hectic schedules to share some great information with us regarding employment opportunities that are available in the region. One final point that I did want to make note of, and Dawn kind of briefly touched upon that, is that the session has been recorded and it will be uploaded to the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel later this afternoon. It sounds like Dawn and her crew will be taking the recording and again, breaking it down piecemeal to allow you to kind of view those employers in their presentations, how you see fit. Again, we encourage you to reference those videos while you're filling out those applications. So again, you have all of that current and up-to-date information that was covered by the presenters here today. Thank you, everyone who joined the call today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and, of course, a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.